Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something truly massive happening in the life sciences sector right now. We are talking about the leap from Pharma 4.0 to Pharma 5.0. And look, I want to be super clear right out of the gate. This is not just your everyday technology upgrade. Not at all. It's a fundamental, philosophical, and operational shift. We're moving away from an era that was pretty much obsessed solely with automation and connectivity, and we're stepping into one that is profoundly human-centric, highly personalized, and driven by real intelligence. It's an incredibly exciting roadmap, and I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through exactly how this vision actually becomes reality.
Okay, let's dive right into this. The global Pharma 5.0 market is on an absolute tear. It's projected to hit roughly $92.65 billion by 2034. But here's the stark reality. Studies show that a staggering 52% of pharmaceutical companies are still at the very beginning of their digital transformation journey. I mean, they are literally standing right at the starting line. This represents a massive gap between the industry's grand vision and its actual day-to-day operational reality. It highlights both the sheer urgency to act right now and the incredible competitive opportunity waiting for those who actually get it right.
So, to help bridge that gap, here is our roadmap for today. First, the Pharma 5.0 paradigm. Second, 5 pillars of transformation. Third, the adoption roadmap. Fourth, overcoming critical barriers. And finally, industry leaders in action.
All right, Section 1, the Pharma 5.0 paradigm, a fundamental shift.
Before we get into the how, you've got to understand the core difference between the past era of automation and this brand new era of intelligence. See, in Pharma 4.0, the central focus was all about operational efficiency. Technology was mostly just used to replace human tasks in batch processing. But in Pharma 5.0, technology no longer replaces us, it augments human expertise. Instead of just looking backward at historical data, we're using generative AI and real-time predictive analytics to act as actual co-pilots for our scientists and operators. The ultimate goal completely shifts from just making batches efficiently to directly improving patient outcomes through adaptive, personalized, on-demand therapies. It's a total game changer.
Moving on to Section 2, 5 pillars of transformation, the foundation.
As we look at these pillars, keep a crucial rule in mind. Strategy always has to precede technology. First up is human-centric innovation, where AI co-pilots and cobots take on the tedious, repetitive work so humans can focus on the complex, creative problem-solving. Second is hyper-personalized medicine, which shifts us from mass production to tailoring treatments directly to a patient's exact genomic profile. Third, ethical and transparent AI. This ensures our systems are totally auditable and governed by frameworks, like the upcoming January 2026 FDA-EMA Joint Principles. Fourth is sustainability, and fifth is resilient, patient-connected supply chains that use real-time digital health data to keep manufacturing super agile.
Now, I really want to pause on that fourth pillar for a second. Sustainability. An estimated 61 to 80% of pharma's entire carbon footprint comes from Scope 3, indirect emissions. That's basically everything up and down the supply chain. So in Pharma 5.0, green manufacturing isn't just some nice PR initiative. It is an absolute necessity and a core operating principle. We're talking about heavily integrating green chemistry, renewable energy, and circular manufacturing to drastically cut those numbers down.
Let's move to Section 3, the adoption roadmap, from vision to reality.
You know, you can't just flip a switch and jump straight to autonomous AI. It requires a really deliberate, linear, phased progression. Months 0 to 6 are all about readiness, assessing exactly what your digital baseline is. Then months 6 to 18 focus on building a robust, unified data foundation. Once your data is clean and actually talking to each other, months 12 to 30 introduce the intelligence layer with AI. And finally, spanning into years 3, 4, and 5, you reach that holy grail, advanced autonomy with agentic AI workflows and truly patient-centric manufacturing.
Let's drill down into the nuts and bolts of these phases. In phases 0 and 1, you're mapping out IT and OT integration gaps. And get this, research shows that 55% of organizational knowledge is just dark data locked away in unstructured legacy sources. You've got to unlock that first. That clean data essentially funds the intelligence in phases 2 and 3, allowing you to build out digital twins and deploy VR training. Did you know immersive VR training can yield up to a 74% performance improvement for your workforce? I mean, that is just incredible ROI. And that empowers your teams to handle phases 4, 5, and 6, which is where we see the magic of circular manufacturing, real-time batch release, and fully autonomous operations.
But amidst all this tech talk about IoT sensors and autonomous operations, we absolutely cannot lose sight of the why.
as this quote perfectly captures the ultimate measure of Pharma 5.0 success is the speed, safety, and personalization with which life-changing medicines reach waiting patients. That right there, that is our patient-centric North Star. Improving real human lives is the entire point of this whole transformation.
Which brings us to Section 4, Overcoming Critical Barriers, Strategy over Tech.
When you embark on a journey this big, there are always predictable places where companies get stuck. The absolute top barrier, the workforce skills gap. 83% of biopharma supply chain leaders cite a critical need for enhanced digital skills. So how do you mitigate this? With role-based competency frameworks and that immersive VR training we just talked about. You also have legacy infrastructure trapping all that dark data, which requires a phased integration directly to the cloud. And please don't underestimate cultural resistance. Over half of life sciences companies flag this as their #1 barrier. You overcome it through inclusive leadership. You've got to bring your frontline employees into the fold to actually co-design the digital solutions they're going to be using every day.
Now, another perceived barrier is regulatory uncertainty. You might be thinking, what are the regulators going to say? Well, I want to reassure you, regulators are actually enabling this shift right now. The January 2026 FDA-EMA joint principles are going to lay out clear, risk-based frameworks for using AI across the entire drug lifecycle. Plus, the shift from traditional computer system validation to computer software assurance, or CSA, is totally foundational. It allows for a risk-based approach that actually speeds up digital system updates without sacrificing any compliance. Regulators are officially on board with Pharma 5.0.
And finally, Section 5, Industry Leaders in Action, the proof. Now, to prove this isn't just some theoretical pipe dream, just look at the sheer scale of recent deployments. 3,500. That is the number of NVIDIA GPUs that Roche recently deployed to create a massive AI factory. They used NVIDIA Omniverse-based digital twins to completely simulate and pre-optimize their entirely new manufacturing plant before physical construction even began. Just think about that for a second. They perfected the factory in the digital world before pouring a single ounce of concrete in the physical world.
And it's not just Roche. Look at massive industry heavyweights like Pfizer, BioNTech, Novartis, and GSK. During the COVID-19 response, they proved the undeniable ROI of digital twins by compressing vaccine manufacturing timelines that traditionally took years all the way down to mere months. They used facility-wide digital replicas to enhance quality assurance, decrease batch failures, and just massively increase batch uniformity at scale.
And the efficiency gains are just as wild. Johnson & Johnson utilized AI-based digital process twins and achieved a massive 35% cost reduction, along with a 30% solvent reduction and a 35% process time cut, all in just a single manufacturing step. When you start scaling those percentages across an entire global supply chain, the financial and operational impact is completely transformative.
Finally, consider Eli Lilly. They literally just poured a monumental $1 billion into their LilyPod supercomputing platform for AI-driven pharmaceutical development. This is the ultimate proof of the scale and commitment required to build a true enterprise AI factory in the Pharma 5.0 era. The pioneers of this industry, they are not waiting around. They are investing heavily today. So, that leaves us with a pretty vital, provocative question to wrap up our explainer today. Is your organization treating digital transformation as a mere technology upgrade or a true patient-centric evolution? Remember, technology alone is not going to get you to Pharma 5.0. Strategy, human-centric design, and a relentless, unwavering focus on delivering life-changing medicines faster and safer, that is what must lead the way. Thank you so much for joining me as we explore these fascinating insights today. Keep learning, keep evolving, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.